Reynolds back in a hurry. Reynolds to the hole.
Rubio takes and scores! Takesha Granberry on target.
The throw, the catch, touchdown!
Cavalier Sports Weekly is presented by the Virginia Lottery, where all profits benefit Virginia's public schools grades K through 12. By clean, safe, reliable propane. Propane, exceptional energy. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And brought to you in part by the Virginia Athletics Foundation, dedicated to providing scholarship, operational, and facility support for the Virginia Athletics Program. On this edition of Cavalier Sports Weekly, presented by the Virginia Lottery.
Person that runs the ball well, running back that's not flashy but gets them done. The type of guy that's on the block for.
Welcome to Cavalier Sports Weekly. I'm Kevin Ogletree, number 20 on the football team. On today's show, we'll look at highlights from our game against Florida State, a feature on running back Jason Snelling, and lots of other highlights. But first, here's your play of the week.
The Play of the Week is brought to you by SunTrust Mortgage. We make the American dream come true every day.
I screamed to Nico that he could slip the ball into there. Usually it's not the way I score the goals, that I ran him behind the back four and then try to score, but I was wide open, so he played a great ball in, and then I was one-on-one with the keeper, and ran in.
Stay tuned. Virginia game highlights are coming up next.
Sets up the screen right. Snelling, 40, 45 on his feet. Midfield, 45. Down the far sideline, 40. And to the Florida State 31-yard line.
Welcome back to Cavalier Sports Weekly. Our football team traveled to Tallahassee this weekend to take on Florida State. Let's check out the game story.
The Cavalier game highlights are presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
From Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, the University of Virginia meets Florida State in a key Atlantic Coast Conference matchup. The Cavs are riding a 2-game winning streak and hoping to stay alive in the month of November in a drive to an ACC Coastal Division title. First down at 10, 27-yard line. Santee is in motion. A 5-step drop for Sewell throws, and it's going to be picked off and taken back to the house. It's going to be Tony Carter, 10-5, touchdown.
I'm sure the Seminoles would be insulted to be referred to as Gators, but you can't feed the alligator, down here. That's okay. Then it gets rolling, and then it goes the way that it did.
Out of the shotgun on a 3rd down and long. Sewell stays in the pocket, under pressure, sack, back to the 10-yard line. FSU may be coming after this one. Ryan Wigan will long snap, and they get it, and they block it. Ball in the air, 3-yard line. Florida State goes after it. It is loose. Penalty flag down, and Florida State, Chase Walker comes down with it. Booker will be behind Joe Surratt, the fullback. They're going to give it to Lorenzo. He dives. He's in. Touchdown, Florida State.
That 14 was not on us, really. They had, I think 4 total yards when they had 14 points. So that was just a mark of their defense. The special teams playing excellent. So our defense and special teams didn't match their excellence. So that's why we didn't come up with those points that they had.
We didn't do a great job of responding to the things that went wrong in the game. So that's something we got to work on.
So Jamil out of the shotgun, 3rd and long. Drops back, sets up the screen right. Snelling, 40, 45 on his feet. Midfield, 45, down the far sideline, 40, and to the Florida State 31-yard line. And the Cavs will have 2 wide to the near. So Sewell, the play fake, and Sewell stays in the pocket. Looking to go deep. They come after him. He waited too long. Knocked down 45-yard line. Another sack by Florida State. And the play fake, wants to throw. Looking over the middle, throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended for Shaw at the 10-yard line, and Hamilton made a great break on the ball.
You're not going to come in here and win the game because you dominated 140 out of 150 plays. You know, you're going to have to find plays that make you win, as they did when they came down here, and you're going to have to avoid the plays that are going to make it harder on you to win.
Five-yard line, they will start. Far side hash mark. Play fake, Sewell to throw. He's going to be hit. Safety.
We gave up too many deep balls, so we did our part on our way to self-destruction there. You know, we just did too many things that were going to hurt ourselves. So everybody on the team needs to be accountable.
You know, we get a safety, then we got a chance to, you know, at least kick the ball down there pretty far before we know the ball's on the 50-yard line. We just got to do better at things like that.
Play fake by Lee. Lee over the middle, throws, has got a man. The catch, Davis, 10-5, touchdown.
They played the kind of game that you win with. They had no turnovers. Okay, they had 2 dramatic takeaways, whether it's you doing it or the other team doing it to you. That's the storyline to most games. Okay, I mean, you could almost write your stories on Wednesday, okay, and then just decide to fill in the blanks. Okay, who did it, who had it done to them.
And this kick will be returned at the 5-yard line. With a 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Midfield, 40-yard line, and Cedric Pierman does it again out of bounds, 31-yard line. Another terrific return by Cedric Pierman from the 32. Snelling will carry, got the block, and he slips to the outside at the 35. Heads upfield, 40, knocked down, 45, 46-yard line. Good run, 14 yards from Jason Snelling. Snap good. Handoff, Antone Smith, and Chris Long is there to make the tackle. Boy, good play by Chris.
I want to play as soon as possible, but you obviously have to sit for a week and kind of let things marinate, for lack of a better word. And that's going to leave a pretty bad taste in my mouth, but I can't wait to get out there and get better.
A lot of athletes battle through injuries and personal setbacks, but running back Jason Snelling has clearly had more than his share. Always one of our most determined players, Jason has become an inspiring leader and one of the biggest contributors to our offense. Jason Snelling is your Student Athlete of the Week.
The Student Athlete of the Week is presented by the Virginia Lottery. In 2006, the Virginia Lottery contributed a record $454 million to public schools throughout the Commonwealth.
Sewell to hand off. They give it to Snelling. Snelling to the goal line. Touchdown.
Hard worker, person that runs the ball well. Running back that's not flashy but gets it done. And the type of guy that you want to block for.
And it's going to be handed off to Jason. Jason's got a blocker in front. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and out of bounds, 39-yard line.
I mean, it's a great feeling. You know, it's a good feeling just knowing that we have that dynamic back in our offense, and that's been a pretty dominant thing for University of Virginia football for the last couple of years. We've had a dominating running game, and it feels good that we can go out there and do the things we want to do for our offense, and that's going to help our success to win.
He's a hard-working back, and he makes so much on his own, but he's got really good skill. But as he demonstrated on many plays earlier than today, he's got a great heart.
Snelling's got another hole inside the 15 to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown! Jason Snelling, touchdown!
The most thing about Jason is he got a big heart. So when somebody has a heart that size, it's nothing can stop him from what he wants to do. He wants to play football, so that's what he's going to do. I think. So, you can tell the way he runs the ball. He runs the ball hard. basketball is authority. I mean, you're rarely the first guy that rarely brings him down.
Jason's had a fine season. And certainly, it's really nice to see for him because, after that first season that he had, pretty productive for a true rookie. I think everybody, certainly Jason on the top of the list, had very high expectations of what the future might bring. And I'd say more so in his case that everything hasn't worked out the way he might have expected or those of us working with him might have expected.
Kind of was a tumbleweed of injuries when I got to college, starting, from my ankle to my shoulder to ribs to just all kinds of nicks and bruises that, kept me out, including my medical issues, outside of just like physical injuries. In high school, I found out kind of at a later age that I had epilepsy, and my first initial reaction of not really knowing about the situation, I was kind of embarrassed, if I would have a seizure or something like that in front of my friends or around people, that might not really understand, the illness or, the situation. But, a lot of people have it, and it's something that you can get through, and you just got to stay positive. And fortunately me, I was blessed to have a lot of people around me, like family-wise, to stay supportive and keep me motivated and just let me know that I can still do all the things that I want to do, And I have a great family, immediate family and extended family with my football team. I remember, going through them hard times of having to miss a lot of, games and practice and stuff, and just knowing if I'm going to be able to play, because of my epilepsy. But I always had, my coaches and a tremendous support from my teammates.
This is the physically healthiest stretch that Jason's had during the course of his career, where he's pretty much at every practice and available for every game, and it's a wonderful thing that he gets a chance to finish out showing the ability that he came in with.
Playing football and participating in, sports and stuff like that, I think it's kind of helped it, it kind of takes my mind off, that, some people look at it as a disability, then I did it for a while. I looked at it as a disability, and I was kind of embarrassed of it. But, being able to play football and just accomplish things, that a lot of people don't think they can do with with epilepsy, it's been real great for me. And I hope a lot of people, will take the opportunity to, don't be afraid to do activities in fear of having seizures and stuff like that, because, there's more support out there for you than what you think. And getting out there and participating in sports and, being around friends and stuff like that is the best thing for a situation like that.
It just says a lot about his character, that he's a fighter. He's not going to give up, through controversy and through, perseverance, he's believing. So it shows a lot about his character.
From the corner, and they send Jason Snelling, and he cuts it back. 25, 30, 35 to the 38-yard line.
I remember it was real hard, just coming in from high school, it was real demanding, coming into that camp. And I remember, I think it was the last year they cut out the two-a-days for every week, and just being able to get through that and with your teammates in my class, and just coming out and playing that first game and running out of the tunnel was the most satisfying. Like, I'll never forget that memory.
He's gotten to the point where he can really show what he can do and have the satisfaction of doing that.
Being able to be out there with the team, on an everyday basis, without the complications I have gone through in the past, it's a great feeling, and it's a lot of fun.
Our men's and women's basketball teams took the floor at the John Paul Jones Arena with a pair of exhibition games this week. Let's take a look at the action in this week's Who's Heating Up.
Who's Heating Up is brought to you by Propane, exceptional energy.
The lights. You feel like a star, like everyone should be watching you, but you just feel like, ooh, these are spotlights.
Granberry gets in the passing lane and gets the steal. Takesha going to the other side by herself on the running left-hand layup.
I didn't think I was gonna be that on tonight because I was off doing shoot around.
Charnay's all 15 turnovers for team concept. Monica Wright slashes across the lane, bounces it off to Williams. She fills and finishes with the right hand.
Since practice started, that's been our main focus, defense and rebounding. And before we came out to play today, Coach Hoover was telling us that we need to crash the offensive board as hard as we can, and that's one thing we did really well tonight, especially getting 23 offensive rebounds. I mean, that's amazing.
The elbow, skips it across the way. Milner, extra pass. Kellum, jumper on the way. Short rebound. Little puts it back up off the glass and good. That's 100 points for the Virginia Cavaliers.
Everyone's unselfish. We don't care who takes a shot. If you're hitting, then I'm going to throw the ball to you. And I feel like that comes from off the court chemistry.
Touch it back to Singletary down the baseline, leans through, and the running jump shot good for Sean Singletary. The Wahoo's first basket in the JPJ. Singletary drives baseline, runs over a man, backs up, 16-footer, around and good for Sean, who begins 2 of 2 from the floor. Then and pops the 3, in and out no. Mikulášis gobbles it up again, goes up strong, had it blocked, gets it back, puts it up and in, reverse style layup. Jim, that possession belonged to Lorenas Mikulášis.
Last year we did pretty well in rebounding, offensive rebounding and stuff, so this year we want to do even better. We'll lead the ACC hopefully in rebounding. That's what we can do well, and that's what, that's what we're working on.
A rebound, Jameel Tucker, who's come in actively off the bench. Reynolds, stop and start dribble, slashing down the lane, lost it, got it back, and lays it up and in off the glass. And Habbo, he's stuck with the play, and he's rewarded.
And they lead 19-7.
And Habbo, 5 team fouls on Augusta State, none on Virginia. Inbounds pass to Yanni, 3-ball in the corner, splash for Momedy. Picks out Reynolds, fakes on the pass, drives in, gives off Jason Kane. Reverse style layup, blocked inside. Pettinella gets it back and hooks it up good with the right hand.
First real game under the lights. Lights came on. I guess we were working out the kinks the first few possessions, but it was ugly early, but then we started stepping it up after those first 5 possessions.
Quickly back in the Cavalier lineup, and now Singletary snaps ahead. Joseph in the corner, 3-ball on the way. Bottom, Adrian Joseph, and the Wahoos have knocked down their 4th 3 of the first half. Sean Singletary will bring it back for the Cavaliers. Gets it back from Diani, sliding left, comes back right. Pull up, pop, 18-footer, sweet stuff from Singletary, who nails it in the face of Steve Smith.
I think we're in a way better position. We got a lot more players. And we work harder, but the only thing we got to do is, come together and have a lot better chemistry and talk a lot more on the court.
Sean will bring it across the V-Sabres, head of the key, kicks out Joseph, step in 3, in one motion, count it for Adrian Joseph.
After the first couple shots I took, I felt it was a good place to shoot.
Mamadi Diani out, Singletary back, Reynolds kicks to Joseph, loads up the 3 at the right side. That's the 3rd 3 of the first half for the 3rd year Adrian Joseph.
So we did a few good things offensively, make shots and stuff like that. But, for the game next week, which is going to be a real big game, we got to, focus on, like I said, team chemistry, everybody talking, hands up on defense and, just, being together, the 5 being together out there.
Gobbles up another rebound. Andy Burns pushes off to Kane, who goes up strong and dunks it through. Outside about 40 feet away, good crossover on Dixon, spins back middle, falls away with 4 to shoot, and drains a 17-footer. Sean Singletary took Dixon to school.
We got great shooters on this team. That's, one positive thing about this team. We have great shooters, and now once we pick it up on the defense, then we become a complete team.
Breeds another, and the Jaguars bring it back with Kip Small in the lane, running right-hander, no good. Kane saves the rebound to Reynolds, and the Cavaliers will run 3-on-3. JR pulls up on the break. Rainbow 3, book it. Reynolds, the high dribble outside, threads a bounce pass backdoor to a Finley Tucker. Layup high off the square, good, and a foul. And a good find by J.R. Reynolds.
It feels great, when the ball is in your hand, you have control of it. You kind of, want to get your teammates involved, you got control over the team. So, it felt good, just being out there, able to control the team. And I think, my teammates, feel comfortable when I'm at the one or when Sean's at the one. It doesn't really matter, so.
On the right, this is Singletary. Looking at the high post, can't hit Pettinella. Instead, Reynolds, a downtown 3. 22 feet right down the pipe. J.R. Reynolds' second 3 of the contest.
I think just we kind of broke the ice tonight. We're getting used to playing out here. At times we played with some intensity, made some shots, and executed well. I think that was really made us hopeful for next week.
Coming up after the break.
Our men's and women's soccer teams open play in the ACC tournament this weekend, and we've got highlights for you in our Olympic Sports Spotlight.
The Olympic Sports Spotlight is presented by the Virginia Athletics Foundation.
The entire team, we learned from last year's loss against Clemson in the ACC, and we were happy that we got that Clemson team in the first round, and we couldn't wait to step on our field and give it back to them.
Jonathan picked up the ball, and I was able to just make a diagonal run behind the defense. He slipped a great ball, took one touch, felt my figure goalie came out, and I was just able to play it on the ground, far post, just went right under his hand and his right foot.
Thanks for watching Cavalier Sports Weekly. Tune in again next week for more highlights, features, and game stories from Virginia Athletics. Until then, go Hoos.
Cavalier Sports Weekly is presented by the Virginia Lottery, where all profits benefit Virginia's public schools grades K through 12. By clean, safe, reliable propane. Propane, exceptional energy. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And brought to you in part by the Virginia Athletics Foundation, dedicated to providing scholarship, operational, and facility support for the Virginia Athletics program.